weirdo. Anyways, I just wanted to do peekaboo with you because I feel quite playful. But yes, welcome to my channel. It's Christine here, your confidence coach for us little stars that we're raising together. You know, it takes a village to raise a baby, and that's what this channel is all about. So I'm all about sharing tools on how we can raise happy and confident children whilst sharing some tips on how we can de-stress, unwind as parents, and enjoy our parenting journey overall. So this topic is actually a little bit of a rant I'm going to have with you right now. If you're watching this video at this time, it is, I think it's like the 29th of April. I'm just losing track of time. But at this time, it's literally a lockdown. We are all stuck at home because of a pandemic. It is difficult times right now. And we have our children with us 24/7 because the schools are closed. Oh my gosh, the schools are closed. When does this ever happen, the schools being closed? And now we have to homeschool our children. Now, I'm not going to speak for us homeschooling parents right now because my child is 1.5 at the moment, so she doesn't need any homeschooling, but it's not like I can, you know, let her go into a creche and have a break or anything like that. Things have completely changed and I've got her 24/7. So I completely understand if you literally want to have meltdowns every 5 seconds. It's completely normal. But I just want to create this video and share this video with you right now because I think it's so important to highlight the message that you do not need to be the perfect parent right now. And you don't need to be the perfect parent ever. So even though I share tips on how we can all raise happy and confident children, it has nothing to do with our parenting ability or trying to be this perfect picture parent. Like, it just doesn't exist. And I just want to reassure you and remind you that you do not need to be perfect, especially during this time of quarantine. I want you to just take it one day at a time. I've noticed a lot that on social media, there's parents out there that are panicking about homeschooling. They're feeling like they're doing a terrible job. They don't know what they're doing. They're feeling lost. And they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. So leave a comment if that's you or you feel like you know parents who are doing that, because I really want you to be able to share this video with them so that they can hear this message and really let it sink in that they don't need to do anything perfect. I've got friends who work in the teaching field. I've got my sister-in-law who's a teacher. I've got a friend who's a head teacher. I've got her friend's husband who's a teacher. Like, there's loads of teachers around me, and they're all saying the same thing, that our parents should not worry. Literally, this year is a write-off, and that we should just focus on doing what we can do for our children, use the resources that are out there. But the main message here is that we do not need to be perfect. We do not need to get it perfect. When quarantine began for us in the family, I noticed that I was starting to add on some pressure on myself, that I needed to entertain my 1.5-year-old every day and find different activities to do with her. And that when I didn't, I felt really bad. When I would see her just running around in circles, I would feel like she's bored and start to panic. But then I had to sort of stop myself and ask, look, my child is fine, my child is happy, my child is in a good environment, I'm doing what I can, and there's going to be days where I have no energy, there's going to be days where I don't want to do anything, and that's okay, and I can let my child just roam about and let her do what she wants to do and entertain herself. And there's one really beautiful insight that my sister-in-law said to me. She said, look, you've got to let your child be comfortable with boredom. And I was like, oh yeah, I hadn't even thought of that, because before quarantine we were constantly going out, constantly doing activities. I was constantly finding creative ways to stimulate her. So she never always got that opportunity to just kind of not do anything. And I thought that was quite a useful insight to have. Like, it's okay for her to experience a bit of boredom, because that's the way life is. There's times where we're going to be entertained and there's times where we're going to be bored, and we have to be comfortable with that. So anyways, in hindsight, I just want to really share with you the importance of not putting so much pressure on yourself. And it takes a village to raise a baby. Like, if you really think about it, it's not just our responsibility. We're the main responsible parents, yes. We're the main primary caregivers, absolutely. I'm not taking that importance away. But it does literally take a village to raise a baby. So whenever you feel like you need to get things right all the time, remember that it's not only you that's raising your child. You've got your partner that's raising your child, or if you don't have your partner with you, you've got your family and friends that are raising your children. You've got the teachers that are raising the children. You've got the government that's raising their children. You've got literally whoever they're in contact with on a regular basis that's raising them. People around them shape the person that they become. They have an impact on that. So it's not just what you're doing. And there's no such thing as getting things right, because all of that is subjective. So just focus on doing what you can, and most importantly, look after yourself. Really, I would even go as far as putting yourself first. Put yourself first before your child, with some restriction here and there. You have to use your initiative, right? But it's like what they say during flights for safety, when they're showing their safety guidelines. Put the oxygen mask on first before you help someone else. That's the same analogy I use for raising my children. I need to find ways to look after myself so that I can be in a better state of mind. I could be more energized. I could feel I can create more space within myself to look after my child even better. If I feel like I've been able to spend some time relaxing, or having a hot bath, or getting my nails done, or speaking to a friend, or having a cup of tea, having some me time allows me to then go and switch on my parent brain and really be fully present with my child. But if I don't get any of that at all, which I know can sometimes be difficult, but if I don't get any of that at all on a consistent basis, we're more likely to be prone to stress and frustration and anger, and then we just project that onto our children, and that's the last thing that we want to do. So don't feel bad if you do want to have time out. Don't feel bad if sometimes you do want to run away. Like, if you check out my Instagram posts, I'm always sharing. Yes, I want to keep it positive, but I do share the real life situations that happens in my life. There was a time where I wanted to run away, like it happened a couple of days ago. I had a meltdown. Like, this stuff is real, but don't feel bad if that happens, because it's completely normal. And just remember that you looking after yourself means that you're able to really look after your children. But when we try and do the opposite, where we're constantly trying to put all our energy on our children and there's no room for us, that's when we're more susceptible to those negative emotions, those frustrations, that anger. So where possible, try and find some me time. If that means putting your baby to sleep earlier, do that. If that means trying to get your child to nap earlier or at certain times, try and do that. If that means, getting a loved one to spend time with them whilst you go and get some rest, if they're part of the household anyways that you're quarantining with, then do it. Allow yourself to have some me time, even if it's just 10, 15, 20 minutes. It really does count. It really does help. So again, leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and there'll be more videos like this talking about relaxation and me time. There is a playlist on this channel that's all about Parents Unwind. There's some guided relaxation sessions that you can tune into and do that every evening. It's super powerful. I've had amazing feedback where I just share a guided meditation with you so that you can unwind and have some child-free time. I'm also on Instagram, always sharing tips on how we can unwind in under a minute. So you can check out my stories every day, Monday to Friday. I post simple tips that we can use in our day-to-day so that we can de-stress in less than 1 minute per day, because during quarantine things are going to get fired up. We're going to easily get triggered. So we need to find different tools that we can use in our, straight away, take it out, pull it out of our pocket and just unwind, because the more we can de-stress, the more in control we'll feel. We may not be able to control all the uncertainty that's happening around us, but we can control what's happening in our environment and what's happening within us. So do check out my stories. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. I know that you're not in this alone, so do subscribe so that we can create an amazing community together. And I get so happy when you guys leave comments and thumbs up, even if it's some negative feedback, like it's better than none. I love you for it, so thank you so much, and I wish you all the best during this difficult time, during this pandemic. We will get through this together. Mwah.